Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I decided to go ahead and start this video right here in the Kroger ad that is good until next Tuesday, which is 2 days. So today is Sunday. You have Monday and Tuesday if you decide you want something off of this ad. If you are okay to go into the next week, then the new Kroger ad will be out Wednesday. So I'm going to go through, and this is what I do. I look for meat, I look for fruit, I look for cheese, milk, all of those things, bread. I look at the things that change every week as far as sales, prices, brands, so on and so forth. I am not brand loyal. If I buy a generic brand, it's because I'm getting it cheaper than a name brand product. If I have digitals that match a name brand product and it brings it down lower than a store brand or a generic brand, I get that. When you're making your meal list or your menu list, obviously you want to go through your refrigerator, you want to go through your freezer, you want to go through your pantry and see what you already have. Say, for example, I have one of those 3-pound rolls of beef. I've already used parts of it. So I have like a partial thing of the 3-pound roll of meat. So I know that I can make a meal out of that. I can go ahead and maybe make some tacos or make some spaghetti and meat sauce with that, put that into my sauce, so on and so forth. So anyway, you have to do that as well. But let's go through the ad, and I'm just going to write down all of those things I know that would interest me to make my meal plan. So I see watermelon right away. It's $3.99. That is a great dessert. Um, you know, $4 for a nice watermelon is not a bad price. So that is one thing that I'm putting on my list. This here is the Tyson. It is a buy one, get one free. They're the smaller packs. It'd be like 4 thighs, a flat. Maybe there's 6 chicken legs. I don't even know if they put 6 in there, but it is a buy one, get one free. Now, if I go to the store and I find reduced chicken, I'm obviously going to grab that up and switch up what I'm getting as far as chicken. So I'm going to write this down because it's not a bad deal. Buy one, get one free. We have the pork shoulder roast. That is $1.99 a pound. That is fantastic. So we've already got chicken, we've got some pork, and we have watermelon. Now, for our family, just him and I, the pork shoulder roast would feed us for several days. And then I could use one flat of chicken for maybe some chicken enchiladas or fajitas. Cut that down, cook it down, shred it up, however, and put one in the freezer. So that's something else you need to think about. Sometimes if you buy 2, you can put one in the freezer for another meal list or another time and hold it back. Let's see here. So the 2-day sale, we're going to go down that one really quickly because I always go down and look at that. 2 for $5 on the apple cider, $6.99 for the Kroger boneless chicken breast. Now, that wouldn't be a bad idea to throw that in if you wanted to do your chicken breast deals this week. But think about this. Okay, it's 3 pounds. So let's find our calculator. So we're going to have $6.99 divided by 3. You're paying $2.33 a pound for that chicken breast. Okay? Now, is that a good deal? It used to not be, but it's not a bad deal now. And it's already, it's boneless, it's already frozen, and it's packaged. So $7, you could do that. Now, something else I will tell you. Oops, you guys can't see that. I'm sorry, you guys. Is I get the chicken leg quarters for $7.99 as a 10-pound bag. You've seen me pick them up in my hauls, and it makes them 79 cents a pound. I can do a lot with that. That's 10 pounds of chicken for $7.99. So I would prefer to use those meats. But my husband, he prefers to eat chicken breast, and so I would probably go ahead and do this for him. So not a bad deal. The thing is with that is you have to wait for Saturday and Sunday because it is a 2-day sale. Okay, that's all of that I see. Now, when you do your grocery shopping, you also want to look at those laundry detergent, your toilet paper, your paper towels. Most oftentimes they get better deals at Dollar General on a Saturday, 5 off of 25. That's how I have stocked up those things here. Something else, I see these Outshine bars, buy one, get one free. If I had kids, these are perfect. Okay, so you can have the Outshine bars or the Frollies. They're like natural type of fruit bars. They're super expensive, but a buy one, get one free is not a bad deal. But we have the watermelon, and so far that would be great for this house. Okay, so your weekly digitals. This week you have 18 counts of eggs for $2.99. So, you know what I'm thinking? Okay, we're going to get 3 of those. Now, think about this. You could boil some, make some egg salad or tuna salad with those, or deviled eggs. You could also have a quiche or an egg bake for dinner, or just eggs and bacon. You can have a breakfast dinner. So it depends on how big your family is, on how many of those you can get. You can get up to five of these. Eggs last a long time in the refrigerator. You're not going to get that price very often. And so if I had a bigger family and I needed eggs, I would stock up on them now. Because what were the price of the dozens were what? I can't remember if they were $3.16 or $3.19, $3.39, something like that at Kroger yesterday. So eggs, this is an 18 count for $2.99. All right. Now, I don't know if you would like to have like a freezer night for the kids and have a frozen pizza night. DiGiorno pizza would be a great thing to have. And for $3.99, not too bad of a deal. So we're going to write that down on our list. We'll have a pizza night, and we have the DiGiorno for $3.99 a piece. Okay. Now, the grapes. This is a 4-pound, 3-pound. So let's get our calculator and do this. This is hard to do with this clicker. Divided by 3. It makes it $1.66 a pound. So this is a really good deal on grapes. So we'll put grapes down because we absolutely need to have some fruit in the house. And that's what we're going to do. So we do that. Okay, let's keep going. See, you also have the blueberries for $2.99. Now, that's not a bad price for a pound of blueberries. So we're going to write that down. Now, with the blueberries, you could put them in the freezer and save them for pancakes. If you decided to do a breakfast night with the eggs, you could also throw in some blueberry pancakes. Fantastic. We also see that the milk is $1.39 a half gallon. So we're going to write that down. Okay. And I am writing this down so that way when we go to the whiteboard, it'll make sense. A 40 pack of water is $3.99. I always believe that if you find a decent deal on water, you should grab it. So we're going to put water, $3.99 on our pack. And we're going to keep going here. Okay, so here's something. If you do silk milk, almond silk milk, it is $1.99 on this weekly digital. So if you do silk milk, right there it is. It's fairly cheap. It's almost as cheap as the regular milk. So you would write that milk down instead. Here we have the ragu sauce for $1.29. So we'll write ragu for $1.29. Now this is if you don't have a stockpile like I do. I have tons of all kinds of it because I always pick up 1 or 2 when I find them. Okay, let's keep going. So here we go. this here is our buy three, save $2. As you can see, cereal, this is the Post cereal for $1.99. That would be something we could consider for breakfast for the kids. You could also make up your blueberry pancakes or make, scrambled egg burritos, something like that for the kids for breakfast. That's why those eggs are so great. You could have all of your breakfast stuff and blueberry pancakes. You have Fruity Pebbles for $1.99, or if you prefer to give them Honey Bunches of Oats, which I would do, but the cereal is a good price. Okay, keep going. Apple juice. I don't know. Would you have apple juice for your kids? Um, I personally, I cut my juices in half with water because they are so concentrated. So I would get a pitcher and put some in the pitcher, put some water in it, and let them have the apple juice. That's a great price, and it could go very far. Okay. The mayonnaise is not a good deal unless you have a $2 coupon or something like that. I don't like this price. If you need it, you need it, right? Okay. Now I'm interested in the dog food. My dogs are used to eating whatever I coupon, but the two Great Danes now like the Tractor Supply Retriever dog food. They do pretty well on it. If I take them off of it for a couple of weeks when I do couponing and get cheaper dog food, which will be like Dog Chow, Pedigree, Iams, whatever, and then bring them back to the Retriever, and then they have issues. So right now, the two Great Danes are on the Retriever food, and Tashir is on Iams puppy with a little bit of the Retriever food, because I always give her a little bit of that as well to kind of make her puppy food go a little bit longer. And of course, Solomon, he gets Retriever and whatever I cook for him. He gets a lot of cooked food. Okay, Pop-Tarts. There's something if you wanted to do quick breakfast for the kids when they run out the door. These 12 counts are $2.29, not a bad deal. Look, these great big value packs of granola bars, $4.99. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pop up here. Let me show you. Right up here at the top, it will tell you, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there is the buy three, save two. Okay, we're going to look through it. So it's going to show you all of the products that are on this sale. Okay, let's keep going. So you just kind of go through. Now this is the Frigo cheese, 24 count. It's the string cheese. So it would be $7.99 for a 24 count. I don't think that's a bad price for that. To put it in the fridge for the kids. The Bugles will be $1.49. What a great little snack to catch up if you wanted to do some snacks. These large 100 counts of Totino's pizza rolls, that's going to make them $7.99. That is a great price because what is it, the 40 or 50 count are normally $7. So that's a great price down from $10.99 for snacks in the freezer. Nature Valley, the big containers are going to be $4.99. We saw that. The 3 packs of Velveeta cheese will be $5.99. That's not a bad deal. Now, normally you can find the single boxes $1.99 on a buy 5 or more kind of sale. So let's keep going. Oh, that's all it's showing me right there. Let's see here. It's just showing the same ones again, but let's go down. Oh, here, Yoplait yogurt. Now we did that one. They're $3.49, and if you have like $1 off too, great. And that's what I did this week, and my husband found them. I stuck them way back in the back, and he found them the other night. Let's see here. think it's going to show the same ones over and over again. So, okay, let's go back to our ad. Okay. All right, so we've come up with a few meats. Oh, no, we didn't. I didn't go all the way down yet. Hold on a second. I got to show you a few more things. Okay. Where did I see the next meats at? Okay, so here's something too. The deli shaved lunch meat. It's the Lando Frost. $1.79 a container. Okay, they're 9 ounces of deli shaved. You have turkeys, you have ham, and it's $1.79. That would be great to do, like if you wanted to do, I don't know, rolls, sandwiches, whatever. Even breakfast sandwiches. You could fry the ham up and have your egg, ham, cheese sandwiches, something like that. You could even make quiche and have like a ham and onion and pepper spinach quiche. Oh my gosh, that sounds so great. Okay, here we go. 4 for $5 on the steamer frozen vegetables. This is something that I always do. Fresh, frozen, or canned. I prefer fresh. I like frozen, and I keep canned for just in case. Now, 4 bags of frozen vegetables for $5 is not a bad deal. Just saying. The Progresso soup is 8 for $10. So that's not a bad deal either. I also have $1 off 4. So if I decided to get the 10 or the 8, I would get another $1 off, and it would only be $9 for 8. That's a great price for Progresso soup. Here's one that I did. These 1-pound bags of cheese are 2 for $6. So you have to buy the 2 on this one, 2 or more. I think if you buy like 3, you can still get them for $3 a piece, and that's how it comes up on the receipt. So stock up on cheese, and that would go with your breakfast meals. You could do a burrito or, anything. My husband will eat cheese. He's a rat. We'll just call him a rat. Now, this is not a good deal. These hamburgers, 8 for $8. That's $1. It's a little bit, what, $1 and a penny or something, $1.10 for each patty. It does come in handy. And I will say that if you cook them right, they taste really good. I use a little soy sauce and a little bit of seasonings, and my husband's are all about the frozen burgers. He never was before. I never could get him to eat a frozen burger. But if you use a little bit of soy sauce and some seasonings, he is on top of it. And they're great to have. They're quick. They're easy. They're in the freezer. You don't have to worry about them going bad. And if you didn't have fresh ground beef, you can go back to that and pull out a couple burgers, and you've got some burgers. So it's not a bad deal, but it's not the greatest deal. Okay. Let's go on down. Like I said, we're kind of looking for specific things. We're not just willy-nilly looking at things here. Okay, so a whole turkey breast is $1.99 a pound. If that's your thing, that would be a great deal. You could have like a little Thanksgiving meal for the week. Do some dressing, some green bean casserole, and have your whole turkey breast, something really, really easy. Here's something else. The Kroger smoked sausages are 2 for $6. They're $3 a piece. That's a pretty good price considering they're normally like 4 something now. So, not a bad deal. I think I missed one here. I wanted to show. Let's see. All right. Huh. It had to be right here. Hot dogs. Hot dogs are really easy. You can put them in the freezer. They last forever. Make cheese conies or do beans and weenies one night. Something fun. I don't know. Whatever feeds your family, right? Okay, I don't think that's there. I think that might be the JC ad I was thinking about. Okay, so our next thing is to go and make some meals from what we wrote down as far as the meat and the fruits and what's in our cabinet. Okay, let's go to the whiteboard. Okay, so we've went ahead and we've picked our meats, and we're going to kind of figure out what we're doing here. So we'll go with the chicken. Okay, now you're going to get 4 packs of chicken. So what we're going to say is you got 2 legs and 2 thighs. Okay, you can do barbecued legs. Of course, do a side and a vegetable. You have your thighs. You could do baked and obviously do a side and a vegetable. So what I would do is use 1 pack of legs and 1 pack of thighs for my meal. And then I would freeze the other 2. That way you always have your meat in the freezer. So that's going to be your freezer stock up. And all you have to do is do sides, vegetables. And so you go through and you look and find those, or if you have them in your pantry or in your freezer, so on and so forth. You have your pork roast. This is your big meal for the week. Now, I would say that you're probably going to look at about an 8-pound, and an 8-pounder is going to be about $15.92. But how many meals are you going to get out of it? You're going to do your roast and maybe potatoes and carrots. Okay. You can do pull it. You can pull it. Whoops. You can pull your meat and make sandwiches, barbecued. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds of meals you can do with that. Maybe if you have enough left over, put your cooked meat into the freezer and then you can pull it back out later and you'll already have your pulled meat for sandwiches. So this is your big one. You can eat this for a couple nights. You can eat sandwiches for a couple of nights. You could even put them in, you can make burritos or tacos. This is hard to do. I'm like not seeing what I'm doing here. So you could have burritos. So there's all kinds you can do, and that's going to be your big meat for the week. These here will just be like throw them in there when they're tired of pork roast, right? Okay, so if you went ahead and got the pizzas, you could have a pizza night. And what do you do with pizza night? I don't know, salad and fruit. So that would be a pretty good balance if you were eating your pizza. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say that the smoked sausage, okay? Now, when I make smoked sausage, my husband wants sauerkraut. He wants the mashed potatoes. That's one of the meals. But if you buy the 2 for $6, you could actually use one with your eggs because your eggs are going to be your biggest versatile meal. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meals. There's more than 7 meals right there. But your eggs are so important because you won't have to buy eggs for a while. If say you got let's see here. 3 of the 18 counts would be $8.97, and that's a lot of eggs to have stored in the fridge. Deviled eggs, egg salad, scrambled eggs, and like a breakfast with 1 thing of smoked sausage. You can do breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos. Oh my goodness, there's just so much you can do with that. So that's kind of how I do it. I hope this wasn't too long, and I know it's kind of breaking apart here at the end, but there's just so much you can do. And you're also going to have your fruits this week. You'll have watermelon. Oops, that don't look very good. You have grapes, and you have your blueberries. And I would recommend getting 2 of the blueberries if you were doing this, so that way you can have one in the freezer for another time. You can use those to make pancakes. You could cut some watermelon, throw some grapes together with some blueberries, and have a fresh little salad for one of these meals. So that's how I do it. That's how I used to do it. I hope it made sense. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. Bye, y'all.